free play is something that doesn't happen anymore. It's starting to be reduced in every soccer club in every state across the country. And so where kids can actually learn the most is through free play. So that's why we started our summer free play series.
The free play fills in all the cracks in between all the things that we train. And it really allows a player to decide what he or she is going to be like. The thing that I constantly was trying to encourage was just the idea of free play. There's literally clubs. Joy of the People has in Minnesota. There's one in Omaha now where they literally just do free play. And I really was something that as a coach, you have your activities that you like and you have the way that you like your teams to play, but ultimately the one thing that we're responsible for is to provide a safe space for kids to love the game and find out what they might be capable of.
It's a lot of fun, it's high energy, it's kids out here just playing the whole hour, touching the ball the whole hour. They're just having a good time. Trying things they're too scared to do in a game, just having fun.
I really think we need to think about providing as much free play as possible, whether it's come early for practice, integrate free play into the games, integrate free play into their YDP, their youth development program. And the thing about them is they're open to listening to everything. And as soon as we started talking about it, I'm like, what if we just did a summer of free play? Free play is the language of the game. And it's like if you want to be fluent in a language, you can get into a classroom and learn letters and words and phrases, but if you really want to be able to speak it, you have to go somewhere and live the life every day, absorb that culture. And I think what free play does is it provides kids the opportunity to learn in an environment that is all about them and not about mom, dad, the coaches, the adults on the sideline.
The reason why we decided to go with free play is because when you look at the entire season, 36 to 42 weeks, there's a lot of instruction. There's a lot of opportunity for players to develop under a coach's supervision. But when you do free play, you kind of take off the guardrails. You allow players to be out on the pitch as an individual, so they can try new things. They can go out, fail, try it again, fail again, try it again, and then have success. There's also an opportunity for older players to mentor younger players. And this is a great opportunity for younger players to look up to the older players. So we want the fields to be mixing and matching. We want boys playing with the girls' side. We want this to be an opportunity for players to come out and express themselves with a soccer ball.
We do free play to give kids a chance to just think on their own, to just try things without being prompted by their coach. They're learning to build their soccer IQ by making good choices, making bad choices, and learning from them. They're building lots of tools on their own without coach's input. So they stick longer, they mean more. They're learning on their own, which is really important.
If you just watch a kid when they just started to play, and somebody put this on Twitter the other day and I thought it was perfect that I shared it. It was like, I think a lot of kids like to play, but how many of them love to play? And if you love to do something, there's a better chance you're gonna do it for longer, and if you do it for longer, there's probably a better chance you're gonna get better at it.
So free play for me as a child growing up was in a cul-de-sac, and in the middle was a grassy patch. It ironically had a bush next to a tree, and that was always our one goal. And then we would take somebody's shoes or we would take backpacks and we'd set up another goal. But it was in the perfect oval shape, and it was a small-sided game with no parents, no fans, And what it taught all of the kids in the neighborhood was how to self-regulate. It taught kids how to be able to handle pressure. Maybe you don't get along with somebody that day, and that's okay, because that's what happens in life. That's what I remember playing as a youngster in the neighborhood with kids. Some of them were older, some of them were younger. But you just have to be out there, and you should be playing all the time. If the only hour or 2 hours a week that your child gets is structured with a coach, imagine the rest of the world averaging 15 to 20 hours a week. And of those 15 to 20 hours, maybe 2 hours is with a coach, and the rest of it is free play.
When I was a kid, it was just pickup games at the park. You'd ride your bike to the city park and everybody would be jumping in playing basketball, volleyball, soccer, whoever was there. You know, it was just everybody having fun. It was always a big group of kids. You know, I grew up in Columbia, and it was everybody played together, everybody rode their bike to the park and jumped in, whoever was not busy, and whoever showed up just jumped in.
Oh, absolutely. Every day was free play. It was, Mom, I'm leaving. Oh, have you finished your homework? So it'd be like I'd rush to finish my homework, or swear up and down that I was going to do my homework if she let me go, because it was always my mom at home when I got home, and it was like, come home, and run out the door as fast as I can. And it was free play anything. It was whose yard we're going to be at, which park are we going to bike to, and then we figured it out as we go. And we got tired of doing one thing, we did the other. And free play for me is this: like, you go to the park, and let's say there's 4 of you, and let's say you play 2-on-2. Well, if 2 kids constantly just beat up on 2 other kids and just beat them badly all the time, they know those kids aren't going to want to come back. They're not going to want to play more. So it's like, I used to play with I have 3 younger brothers. I used to always take my youngest brother and play my other 2 brothers, but I would always try to intentionally keep the score as close as possible, because I wanted my brothers to want to play. I wanted them to stay and play as long as I could, as long as they could play. You know, just like playing wiffle ball. Play brings out something, an element of cooperation. I've never thought about that before, and Joy of the People talks about that all the time. It's how kids come together and cooperate so that they can keep the game going as long as possible. And if you do that, there's not much that can go wrong, to be honest. You can just keep getting better and better and better. And so much is learned through leadership and sort of how to be inclusive rather than exclusive. Hey, come join us because we need more kids to play. You know what I mean? But I also think there's an element that if you go to the pickup courts, you know, maybe a futsal court, it's, hey, I'm playing on a team and there's a group of kids waiting to get on. Well, when you get on the court, you want to stay on the court. So there's elements of free play there that bring out a different sort of quality in kids. So I think it's all inclusive. We are in a time where parents are so eager to keep their kids safe, and I think they used to call them helicopter parents. But now I think the term bulldozer parents, like they want to get out and pave the way and smooth it out for them. And I really think that a kid that doesn't have challenges along the way and have to make their own decisions and overcome some adversity or figure out whether they really enjoy something, I don't see that kid becoming, I think, the type of adult, the type of person that I think all of us parents would like to see, you know, with our kids. So it's not just about soccer. It's about how kids develop.